What's up, everybody? I'm Aslan Hajimani, joined by Michael Langston, recruiting analyst for Warchant.com, the ultimate Seminole sports source. Promo codes at the bottom of the screen. Then in the lower right corner, I'm never going to get this right, is a subscribe button for our YouTube channel. Totally free. Set your notifications however often or infrequently you want to be notified when we drop videos like this, the podcast, one-on-ones, all that good stuff. Something else I'm forgetting, though, I think, Michael, that they can do to support it.
Yeah, hit the like button. Sorry, I'm chatting with the dad a little bit, but as I'm doing this, I'm throwing the Dillan Gibbons dad. So yeah, he just hit the like button, guys. Keeps promoting these big features we have. I kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit there, but some big news obviously just happened for FSU and the offensive line. So keep doing this so we can promote these things.
That's right. All right, man. Without further ado, this dude, large human being, Dillan Gibbons from Notre Dame, grad transfer, has committed to Florida State on Monday night. We knew they had one scholarship left. Spoiler, they might actually have another left, which conjecture just between us, family, maybe it means one of the freshmen that's going to arrive in August is not going to arrive. That's the only kind of plausible theory as to how they could have another scholarship vote, because, again, we've been pouring over this, Michael, right? Do they have one? Do they have two? But enough about that. This young man, Dillan Gibbons, is coming to Florida State, position of need. What do you think about it?
I love it. Great pickup for FSU. You're getting a guy that's played. I mean, Notre Dame consistently has one of the best offensive lines in the country if you watch these guys play. So adding a guy like that, even though he's not a starter, he's played some, and he's a guy that's going to add a lot to your offensive line room. Certainly he can play guard. He can play tackle. He's played more guard than most things, but I think he can play that tackle position, because it kind of reminds me of the recruitment of Love Taylor, where Love Taylor could play both guard and tackle. I think this kid can do that. I think he could be a productive guy in this offense, and certainly a much needed addition for FSU in the offensive line. I know the grades aren't fantastic, but he doesn't have a lot. I mean, he hasn't played consistently all the time. Where it's not a kid that's playing every single week, but I think he's a guy that adds a lot to that offensive line room for FSU.
Yeah, I was joking with somebody. I'm like, this must have been the film that got Josh Kando and J. Rob paid. Didn't play all that hot, at least in pass pro against Florida State. But to your point, kind of a spot duty guy, Florida native from CCC, as we call it in Pinellas County, Clearwater Central Catholic High School, grad transfer guy, large human being again. The run block grade's pretty decent, though. Again, 60 is usually the threshold. Pass block's not where you want it to be, but his offensive grade overall is above 60, and his run blocking is a little bit above. So,
yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think everybody was hoping they'd get a tackle so that Devontae Love Taylor could slide onto the inside. But now those two probably, I don't know, they're going to do rock, paper, scissors to figure out what happens. But nonetheless, I don't want to say it's depth. It's somebody you probably think you're going to be able to rely on, maybe even start putting in the lineup, right, Michael?
I would think so. I mean, I think he's a guy that's, like I said before, Notre Dame has one of the best offensive lines out there as far as every year. Played in all 13 games as a junior. So he certainly can play a lot. He's a guy you can plug in there. I think he played against FSU and I think Syracuse and maybe another game. So I think he's a productive guy. I think this goes back to, people fall into, I want a starter, I want a guy. Yeah, well, the chance of you getting starters at prominent schools and just coming over is crazy. So you get a guy that has really good experience, and when you put him in, the guy's done pretty well. And I think you put him in there, whether it's guard or tackle, I think he can play either one of those out of high school as a tackle. So I think you get him to work with a guy like Atkins, you got certainly somebody that's going to be a productive dude that's either starting or is going to be seriously in the rotation for FSU. I would lean more towards starting, but that's just me. But we'll see how that goes. But I think it's a very good addition when you consider what they desperately needed on this offensive line, which is guys that are proven, guys that are productive, that can help you, and this guy can help you.
I know you say you're exchanging text messages literally as we're talking with your father. I mean, what's some of the I guess the information or your understanding of maybe why this was the pick for Dillan?
Well, I haven't gotten to that yet, but we've just basically been briefly talking. Me and Aslan got started a little slow with computer issues, so I decided to text with him, and they're obviously really excited. That's the main takeaway I can have is they're really excited that this is the place that I think they felt the most comfortable with. They felt really comfortable with Coach Atkins. They know it's a place that he can come in there and really have a strong chance to go in there and be a productive guy in this unit, in this rotation. So I think the main thing is that the excitement level is really high. I think I'm going to talk to either Dillan or his father tomorrow, so probably an article on him and the reasons he picked FSU and what really just stood out about that program. I should have more on that hopefully tomorrow, but I think this is big, man. I think they're going to add another offensive line, to be honest with you. I mean, I think it's going to be another offensive lineman. I think they're going to get another one. I felt pretty confident they're going to get at least one, and I think you could see two in there. Obviously, today for the signing of Andrew Parchman, the receiver, so he's in there. So I know numbers can be tricky. That's why I don't really get into numbers because there's so many dynamics of we don't know what's going on, whether every guy is going to be in the class that's going to enroll and be here in June 1st, or if there's an opening, if they have two spots left. So we'll just see on that. I just know their plan and what I've been told was to add two offensive linemen. That's what they would like to do.
I hear you, man. All right, well, let's think about this, man. So you got, I don't know. Still think you probably put Devontae Love-Taylor at left tackle.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Darius Washington's going to start over him. But, man, you think you got Love-Taylor at one tackle spot, and then you've got Lucas at one guard spot, Maurice Smith at center. Then you put Gibbons at the other guard spot, and then Robert Scott at right tackle.
Right.
And then you have Darius Washington, who can swing at one of those tackle positions. Love-Taylor can flex inside, and obviously Gibbons can flex to the tackle spot from his interior position.
Right.
And we still don't know what's up with Thomas Schrader. We don't know if he broke a bone or if he ripped ligaments, which it would matter. I mean, if he broke a bone, he would probably be able to come back, you would think, some point in the early season. But if it was a ligament tear, probably I wouldn't assume he would be back until 2022.
Yeah.
Davion's another guy that kind of was banged up this spring. We've kind of forgotten about him, but he played fairly decent. I guess the one thing that does stand out about Dillan, though, is that his run blocking grade is significantly, this past season was significantly higher than his pass block, and that's something that everybody, I think, with the absence of Devontae Love-Taylor, has struggled with Florida State's offensive line. So you probably got now maybe your best run blocker you got in the portal. So be excited, everybody.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and like you just said, Schrader, we don't know. He could be done for the year. That was probably a reason why they felt it's imperative, whether this kid plays guard or tackle, that you have another guy that you can certainly count on that can deliver, because then it starts affecting your depth. And so you need a guy in there you can trust. And I think this kid's that. I mean, as far as a guy you can trust. So I think it was probably imperative. Probably it changed things once Schrader injury happened because there's so much stuff that's uncertainty. So that's why I say there's two. I think there's probably this one, and then you probably like to get a pure tackle if you can. But if not, just the best available offensive line. But I definitely think they would like to get two. But he's a big addition for them when you consider the Schrader news of him getting hurt. So it gives you a lot more options than what you had. You just mentioned Darius Washington. Both Robert Scott and Darius Washington can play that tackle spot. So certainly gives you a lot more options to have when you have a productive or a guy that you trust that can come in there, that's coming into the system. Like I said, been there 4 years at Notre Dame, so he's got to be experienced as far as the position. And certainly his picture's scary enough. Hopefully his picture's as scary as he blocks.
Over here.
Yeah. Hopefully he's as scary with his picture as he is the way he blocks. So I think that's what FSU's hoping for. And obviously Coach Atkins was really excited tonight. He showed his mood tonight on Twitter. So I think it's a big addition for them. I think they view this like this is one they studied for a while. And I think this is one that they were kind of waiting to see they entered the portal. And I think this is one they wanted badly. So I think it's a big addition.
Yeah, man. And if they get another dude, which again, it is May. I don't know what kind of, this seemed to work out fine. He didn't leave on bad terms. It seems like a lot of Notre Dame fans have tweeted at him and said that he handled it very classy and all that kind of good stuff. So that's super cool. But I do wonder what is sort of left out there. But nonetheless, man, if you get a guy that's been playing for 3 years, even in spot duty at a Power 5 program, you're getting better. I haven't even seen this video yet. He's just puffing on a cigar, I think.
Okay. There you go.
Just living the dream, Alex.
Trust me, you're probably not the only one that's popping cigars. Because this has been a long time problem where FSU getting offensive line and even offensive line transfers. This is the first, I think, offensive line transfer they've gotten since Love Taylor. So
Power 5, right? I mean,
yeah,
Roberts is from Northern Illinois.
Yeah,
you've
had a few that are in there, but at a Power 5 like that, to get a guy like that, that's very impressive. And you can tell how bad they want him, just the excitement level of the way people reacting with it. And I think it's definitely a big deal to anytime it changes your offensive line room. I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, there you go. Check out his Twitter, everybody. It's Gibbons Dillan with an A. Look at Dante Lucas is even happy. Hell yeah, we just add another member to the offensive line room.
There you go.
Let's build upon greatness, he says. Shish kebab, shish kebab. Exclamation point. So
yeah, and I think the thing that people need to understand is FSU staff does a lot of studying on guys that potentially could enter the portal. So this is a guy that, and from all intents and purposes, Atkins has done a tremendous job in spotting guys, even high school kids before they really blow up. So there's certain aspects that they look for in an offensive lineman, and this kid fit everything that they were looking for. This is the guy that they'd circle like, hey. Soon as he hit the portal, FSU was all over him. That's what I tell people. Like, that's when you really know if FSU wants a prospect. Usually it's in the 48 hours. This lasted a little bit longer in the 48 hours that I usually pinpoint, but they have a certain criteria they look for in the offensive line, and just like any other position. And I think this guy had that it factor of what they were looking for. So I think it's a solid addition, man. FSU fans should be excited. They're doing everything they can do to fix their offensive line woes. We saw an improvement based on what they've done before with Coach Atkins the first year. So I think this is just continuing that they're saying we're going to really focus on this offensive line position. We're going to fix it, guys. I mean, that's their plan, and I think they're taking steps to get it done.
Yeah, man. Cannot argue at all with the approach that they are taking. So once again, Dillan Gibbons, grad transfer out of Notre Dame, has committed to Florida State. We think they actually, after we've been telling you all this time that they only had one left, there could potentially be another scholarship open. As details of that emerge, stay connected to Warchant.com, the premium recruiting board. Michael and Ira will keep you definitely posted about that. Michael will probably have even more over on the PRB. Use the promo code Warchant30 at the bottom of the sheet. Michael, you're going to say something? I feel like I'll cut you off there. You good?
No, you didn't cut me off. When going into the thing, we were told, like, and this is before Gibbons committed. It was like 2 guys, we feel, 3 outside shot if somebody didn't make it. So that's what we were told. Now, we don't know if they're counting Parchment, because this is before Parchment signed, or not. But that's what we were told. That's kind of the gist of what me and Ira have picked up. Obviously, we'll keep following it. And it's pretty clear if they keep recruiting offensive linemen or they keep recruiting best available guys, then yeah, they do have a spot available if they're keeping recruiting people. So they definitely will at least have one more spot if we continue to see them pushing for guys.
All right, that's a wrap for us. This might even be a podcast.
13 minutes. All right.
Shoot, why not, man? Why not give the people something to chew on here? He's Michael. I'm Aslan. Thanks for watching and listening. Again, stay connected to Warchant.com. Plenty more on the Dillan Gibbons commitment over on the PRB, Premium Recruiting Board. Michael, thanks, man.